If you were to look through the eyes of a person who believes the Earth is flat, you would see the North Pole at the center of the plane with the continents sprawling outwards from there. The edges of this plane are guarded by a wall of ice, 150 feet high, which is patrolled by NASA employees armed with guns. According to this perspective, the heavens form a dome over the flat Earth, and the sun, moon, and stars are just small balls of light moving around above the Earth's surface. It is astounding to know that there are people who actually believe in this theory, with hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube channels and Facebook pages. Despite the fact that only 84% of Americans agree that the world is round, it is still hard to believe that millions of people believe the Earth is flat. In Mexico, where I am currently located, I have been reading extensively about the history of this theory, and I tried a simple experiment myself to verify whether the Earth is flat or not. This experiment involved taking a spirit level onto a plane and observing whether it tilts forward or stays level. As it turned out, the level stayed perfectly centered, which supports the fact that the Earth is round. This belief in a flat Earth is a relatively recent phenomenon, and it originated in the mid-1800s when some people started to question the growing sophistication and abstractness of scientific tools. They believed that science had become too theoretical and disconnected from reality, and that it needed to be brought back to its original form, where individuals use simple tools to observe and make conclusions about the world. To support their belief, these people conducted experiments to prove that the Earth is flat, one of which involved observing a canal for 6 miles using a telescope and a boat. Surprisingly, the post on the boat stayed in sight the entire time, rather than dipping over the horizon as predicted by the curvature of the Earth. While this experiment may seem legitimate, it is important to note that it does not take into account the fact that the Earth is a sphere and that the curvature of the Earth is not visible on such a small scale. Parallax's experiment in the canal was not taken seriously by those who understood the complexities of how light behaves and refracts in different air densities. However, Parallax believed in using a simplified reductionist approach to scientific methods, which he called the zetetic method. He believed that nature speaks to us in a peculiar language and that we can observe it for ourselves by reducing things to their simplest form. Parallax and his canal experiments were a reaction to the increasing sophistication of scientific methods, which he believed were becoming too difficult for people to understand. He was part of a group of scientists and mathematicians who believed in using simplified math and science to prove that the Earth was flat. This belief in a flat Earth flickered in the 1800s, gained some traction, but eventually died out. However, in recent years, the flat Earth movement has resurfaced, and their methods are very similar to what Parallax was doing in the 1800s. The flat earthers today use videos and photos circulated on the internet as evidence, ignoring the huge body of scientific consensus built over thousands of years. The flat earther movement is not just about the shape of the Earth, but a broader message that mistrusts anything that cannot be touched and felt. It is a proxy for a much larger paradigm that rejects big institutions and their control over our lives. Despite this belief, science will continue to do its thing, going out, observing the world with amazing tools, and adding to the tower of knowledge that helps us see the world as it really is.